is all about frame rates. I want to know how this works, because we got it running 60 frames per second, right, on our machine. What does that mean on that thing? And what happens if we drag 5 metahumans in? What happens? What's the frame rate? That's what I want to know.
Now we're at the midway point in the development zone. What we're getting is to the root of each of the company's individual issues with their projects. We're digging deep into some of the projects in terms of story, others it's much more about technical management of stage operations, and so the whole idea of the next few days is to dig a lot deeper into the individual need of each company and each almost individual within the company, and see if we can get, in the last sort of 2 weeks of this scheme, make the real difference to get projects over the line.
So our project's mostly about the interaction between the fantasy and the real world, in the same way you have the interaction between the physical and digital worlds with VP.
This week we've sort of been working on getting the assets a bit more prepped for the test days down at Epic next week.
I think John's done a great job with the script. I think it's doing a lot of things in different levels. It's showing off the technology, it's telling the story, it's engaging and weird and funny. And so couldn't really be better.
I kind of took away from Monica's session was like, okay, all of those things are great, but how feasible is it? What's the budget? What's the schedule? And like, I don't think I've ever had a document so comprehensive.
The first day we came into this room was a shock. In comparison to day one, what's happened is that we understand virtual production way better.
So I've got my scene here, and all I need to do is bring in my live link, tap on my Unreal Engine, go connect, and go to source, wait for this to pop up, and then select remote session. And then I can just pick up my iPad and just start looking around my scene.
Really, once you get down to the brass tacks of it, you're still using a game engine, you're still trying to entertain people, and you're still trying to provide an experience that they'll enjoy.
Although I've shot in studio about 1 million times, obviously, I hadn't got a sense of how many setups I can get through in a day in a VR studio, and so that's going to be a big question.
So we placed our real world performer relatively close to the wall, tried different camera angles and shots and camera moves. So we had some degree of success, I feel. We're also encouraged after having spoken with ILM and showing them the results of our tests. They were impressed with it. They said it's something they get asked for quite a bit as well, and that we're definitely investigating the right area. So all in all, we're encouraged by the results of the test.
We've changed the protagonist's bike from a push bike to a motorbike because, for a start, it massively increases the jeopardy when she has an accident. But also, it introduces a whole load of reflective surfaces that are going to look amazing in the virtual production environment.
It's been an amazing experience, and we've had mentors, we've had presentations, we've had discussions, we've had help on production, we've had help in creatively and direction, and we're looking forward to taking it into the future.
We had our first session of mentorship with ILM. Some of the advice we received on optimization, tech viz with VCAM, which we didn't think about, really helped us going into our tests. I think myself and the rest of the team are having so much fun.
It's been a really rich and varied cohort. We have helped with selecting the various candidates and then mentoring the candidates, and that's been a real pleasure to work with these different teams coming from all around the UK.
It's wonderful to see all these projects come together, and actually it's the diversity of ideas within these projects that make this a great competition.
Our project's really about scale, bending time, bending reality a little bit, and we just want to see how much of that we can get in.
We were thinking that we could fly people around, we could move people around, we could fly cameras all around, and we've learnt that the parameters of the VP volume itself doesn't allow that kind of movement.
So I think we might be right in the middle of the most challenging moment for ourselves, actually, because we're about to jump on the wall for our final round of testing, and we've made some choices to use some pieces of technology that are only supported in the most recent version of the engine. So we're having to update the wall as we speak to get it ready to run that.
We were unable to bake the tunnel scene because there's an issue, but also we want to animate the frustrum moving down the tunnel and see how that looks, and maybe get somebody in there and see the reflections on their face from that tunnel.
The most difficult part of the process to navigate has been the just technical issues and troubleshooting with Unreal and getting it running on the LED volume.
We came in kind of looking to break things, and that's the benefit of this de-risked access, that you can do that safely.
The ideas are crystallizing into something more specific and more definite, which I don't think could have happened anywhere near as quickly without this opportunity.
We've been through a really exciting past 6 weeks. We created a unique skills matrix for each company and identified what skills they needed to get out of this programme in order to come out of this development zone and be ready to pitch a project into the production zone.
We've taken our learnings and we're going to go back to see if we can get those test shots done for the project pitch.
We tested a few things out with particles and with projection mapping and a few of the props that we're kind of looking at. But the main thing's been just really finalising the budget and schedule and putting together the presentation and everything.
We're reflecting on everything we've learned so far. We're prepping for the pitch and shoring up all the documents and everything that goes along with that, and hopefully the potential of our idea can be seen so we can take it forward.
At this point of the development zone, we really are now in the thick of it, and it's really lovely that we actually have a great support network around us in terms of StoryFutures Academy, Future Screens NI, and the great mentoring and support from ILM and Epic Games.
We're thrilled to be partnering with these guys. We're thrilled to be working with them on these different projects with these great small and medium-sized enterprises from around the UK.
People are fired up. I just want to sit and listen to all these ideas. The fact that there are large companies supporting this is a sign that the industry wants to bring this up in the UK to be something that is a tool that we democratise across all the different creative media and industries. 2 of you will be lucky enough to get through and actually complete the programme fully. Best of luck to those 2, but actually to everyone. Go and fulfil those dreams in virtual production.